So, hello, people, whoever you are and wherever you are, and it doesn't matter if nobody sees it. So, the dysfunctionality of governments, that I've seen over the last sort of like 16, 20 years, on and off, what I mean? They've tried their best, but I mean, they have been totally dysfunctional. They've never been able to, really crack any of the serious problems that's faced them. They've never been able to actually come together with any other countries and make really hard, solid sort of like foundations and building like a future where we start to cut down the pollution rather than keep adding to it. I mean, financial structures, for fuck's sake, they've been around for thousands of years and they even managed to fuck that up. They even managed to fuck up sound financial fucking restrictions on overextending yourself and fucking up and blowing all your fucking money on stupid investments. No, they actually get rid of all the regulations that held them back from doing that because they thought, you know what, let's just convince the politicians with a bit of money for the next election that we can look after ourselves. We can do this ourselves. So deregulation came along under the fucking Clinton years and, the Republican years as well, every year ever since the Clintons. But, neither one of them is better than the other. It's the same in my government. The Labour used to be better at some decades and then Conservatives did a wee bit of stuff. The further back and further back you go, the better they did. But that's because they weren't like they are today. Modern political parties are made of modern people. They're not made of the stuff that old parliaments were made of. The parliaments that we read about in the history of 600 and 700 years ago, they had to ban wearing armour. You know what I mean? And carrying swords into the park because people would fight each other. I don't see anything like that happening today. All the shouting ball and maybe somebody gets pushed out, but it's usually an 80-year-old by a 77-year-old. But you know what I mean? It's like there's no fights in Parliament anymore. No, Britain or fucking America. It's all done in the public view and it's all about scoring points and trying to make people think bad of the other person to get votes rather than just fucking standing up and being honest about what it is you stand for. Because all these people stand for basically the same thing, the status quo, keep things going and I can be in office the rest of my life. None of these people want to shake up the political system. On the other hand, you get a few people who hate the political system and want to destroy it. Your MAGAs, and unfortunately they've got a bit of a foothold in America at the moment, which is worse than them having a tiny foothold in one country out of 24 in Europe. I mean, Europe has went through, in the past 20 years, several rises and falls of the far right. The neo-Nazis, the nationalists, all that. The populists, we've had them. They come and go. There's even one now in France still, a female with blonde hair, Perron or something. I don't know. I can't remember her fucking name. But yeah, she's like France's Margaret Taylor Greene, And so there you go. America, you're not that different from Europe. Apart from we've been able to stay off these fuckers for a long time, and you've almost lost your whole country to them. Now that should be a wake-up call, America. If you can't even keep your own country safe from a takeover from a tin-badged despot like Donald Trump and a fucking few idiots, you've got so much fucking evidence. I'm wondering what the hell you're waiting on. And is it the Democrats dragging their feet in order to resolve this just before the election? Rather than resolving it now and letting the Republicans recover the problem. The Republicans are never going to recover from this debacle. Just the fact that there's people still in Congress who supported Donald Trump amazes me. The fact that some people that Donald Trump put into office in the White House and auxiliary sort of like things that was added on over the COVID years and all that, still running big organisations with hundreds of thousands of dollars going up through their hand a week. Uh, these are all just grifters. I would have sacked every fucking one of them as soon as I got in there and I'd just put my people in place. I mean, Biden was a bit slow in sorting that out, and he still hasn't got rid of some people that I would say, yeah, they're kind of like pretending now to be non-partisan, but if you just look at what they did under Trump, yeah, they were willing to do that for Trump, and I would say that negates their ability to fucking work sensibly in that office. I don't care how much experience they have. If they went along with Trump's ideas, and you can check all their communications, see who agreed with them and stuff like that, every single one of them needs to go, man. And I hear that the Justice Office, the DOJ, is appealing the sentences of some of the toll puddle martyrs of America. I don't know. The guys in uniform that broke into the house and all that, the Capitol building. Can't remember. I can't even remember their names. They're so forgettable. These people with their flashy names and running about the woods and kidding on their soldiers and coming out and doing something that's against their own fucking country. I mean, it's like, god damn, who twists your brain round upside down? And these are the people who will turn and say that Joe Biden or Barack Obama is a fucking Chinese plant, or you know what I mean? The Manchurian candidate, and it's them. It's them. Look at them. Margaret Taylor Greene, Boba, Gates, Jim Jordan. I mean, look at what these people have done in their life. You don't see any highs there. Well, Jim Jordan had a high in school, and I don't mean a pipe. Yeah, he won a few wrestling matches. Whoopie fucking do, Maybe he should have just went into professional wrestling, become a millionaire like that, WWE, whatever, No, you went into politics and you want to stand on your wrestling record when you were 23. Oh my god. He's a fucking loser, mate. A fucking loser. And I think he did turn a blind eye to fucking kids being molested, and he's... and the team of the boys that he was training, he turned a blind eye. I have no doubt about it, because it's exactly what he did with Trump. He turned a fucking blind eye. But not only did he turn a blind eye to Trump, at least with the college, he didn't join in molesting the kids, right? He just didn't say anything about it. But he joined Donald Trump and fucking joined in the coup and tried to fucking destroy America's democracy. Jim Jordan is a horrible, nasty fucking man, in my opinion, and should never be anywhere near the wheels of power ever again, like Donald Trump. All those people that are connected to any of this stuff. Oh my god, when I think about how close the world came to an America that was going to start acting like fucking Russia under Trump, can you imagine what the world was thinking when we seen this buffoon, this fat, ugly, orange-faced fucking buffoon strolling about the fucking world stage? The shit he fucking said. Yeah, it was all funny. People laughed at him. But if he'd have won that coup in America, yeah, the whole of Europe could now be threatened by fucking Russia and America. One on each side of us, you know what I mean? He could side with North Korea and fucking China, and what the American people going to do if he takes over and puts the army on the street and all these fascists take over? You think it couldn't happen? It fucking happened to Germany. Nobody in modern Europe at the time, of modern Europe, you know what I mean? They said, well, nobody at the time thought anything like that could happen. They thought it just absolutely impossible. And people thought Trump was impossible. And then we thought that a coup in America was impossible. And we've seen both of those. Fuck me. The world is a very, very fucking strange fucking place, isn't it? Now there's fucking crazy shit going on with all these mental people. Mentally brainiac, damaged people, right?
In
Like
there.
this guy.
When you become speaker, a lot of people won't know all the different rules. After 9/11, they
Okay, right. I've just got to stop him right there, right? The first words I heard from him is, when you become speaker, and then when 9/11, and I'm sure you're going to say happened, and I'm thinking, didn't America have people becoming speaker for like nearly 200 years? 220 years before 9/11? So, why would you let 9/11 interfere or affect the way that the speaker is elected? I mean, you've been doing it a long time, you know, and this is part of your culture. You don't want to change it. That'd be like someone coming saying you're no longer able to say the Lord's Prayer when you're eating a meal. You're no longer able to, like, you know, recite the Pledge of Allegiance, you know, in the morning. You can't salute the flag. You know, he's saying like we can't elect a Speaker of the House anymore because of something happened in 9/11. I think that's bullshit, right? But that's what I heard the first time. It might not be in context. It might be completely different. I don't know. But let me just go back and find it.
when you become speaker, a lot of people won't know all the different rules. After 9/11, they created a system where you put names on a list if a case that you were no longer speaker for somebody to carry out that role until you elect a new speaker. It's about the continuity of government. I always believed the names I was putting on the list could carry out and keep government running.
This is even worse. This is even worse. Oh my fucking god. This man has got no idea what power is, how to wield it, or how to hold on to it. None at all. So he made a deal with Jim Jeffries and Jim Jordan and all them and Matt Gates. So he made a deal with them, these MAGA people. Yeah, you vote me in, and I'll let anybody, you know, sort of like kick me out. You know, claim, you know, ask for a vote to kick me out. But not only that, this guy, man.
Speaker. It's about the continuity of government. I always believed the names I was putting on the list could.
He put the names on the list of the people who probably got rid of him when they knew they were on the list. Or he made a deal with the MAGA, didn't put any of them on the list. They found out who was on the list and they got rid of him because they didn't want that. You don't make a list. You let people know in my dying breath. I'll let you know who I'm passing my fucking ring on to. You know what I mean? Like an emperor, like a king. You don't. If you're going to wield power and control power and be powerful, you do not let people know who is the next person in line if they stab you in the back. You keep them guessing. They've got to keep you happy or they're not on the list in your mind. Not make a list of paper. Who the fuck does that? This guy never read any fucking books. Has you not even read any history books about the ruling factions of houses and kings and queens and uncles and aunties fighting each other? Fuck's sake, if you've not even read any of your own history about fucking, you know, family feuds and shit like that. Oh my god, this guy doesn't know anything about anything. Who the fuck is this guy and why is he in... Why was he ever the Speaker of the House of Representatives? Why?
Carry out and keep government running until you elect a new speaker. There is a question. McGovern ran down to try to make a legal question. Some people legally say McHenry has that power, and some will say doesn't have all the power. So there was a debate in there. should we allow McHenry to have that power so we can deal with Israel and others and keep things working? I know the Democrats tried to make some legal thing against it, and that's the discussion we're having in there
Can you
until we
explain
get there.
specifically what happened with Matt Gaetz? Did you yell at
Oh,
him?
no. I was at the mic, I was speaking, and Matt Gaetz tried to interrupt, and so I told him to sit down, and he sat down.
What's your deal?
I think
Hit
it,
him?
no, I told him to sit down. I think the entire conference screamed at him. People are, listen, the whole country, I think, would scream at Matt Gaetz right now. Remember,
This guy, Matt Gaetz, is one of the leading parts of the fucking MAGA who control the 8 that kicked him out in the first fucking place, right? So with that 8, nobody in the Republican Party can do a goddamn thing. And he again, he's sitting there, he's got the power to fucking say, yeah, I don't know anything about Matt Gaetz. I'll have to get back to you on that when I'll find out about it. I don't know, but I'm just talking about the conference we've had and maybe. I mean, he should have skipped over Matt Gaetz. Why did he have to bash him? And then that's another reason why Matt Gaetz has got to say, well, without us, you don't go anywhere. Nothing goes anywhere. We're running the fucking roost. Us 8 can hold the whole country. You know what I mean? With a gun to the head. And this guy is doing nothing to fucking solve that problem. It's like the Republicans are 2 family members. One's a Palestinian and one's a Jew. And they're looking at each other through the fence. That's Matt Gaetz and Kevin McCarthy. I think they hate each other that much. And I think there's a lot of people in the Republican Party looking at each other that way as well. Between the sort of the normies who want to legislate and govern. Not fast, but slow, give them a job for life. You know what I mean? That's what being in Congress is about. You don't want to solve too many problems, because then you're not needed, right? And so this is what goes on. You've got these normie suits, they're not very smart, but they know the rules. And that's more in their favour than the MAGAs who don't know the rules and they're digging up all these ancient rules that nobody's tested and they're just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And some of them are sticking because nobody's ever done this with the Constitution in America, with the rules of being a sitting member in the House and what tells you. And is that different from a sitting member of a state? Now, all these things are going to come up, and America's going to go through them one by one until they actually start to write down a few mere amendments to the Constitution. The Constitution is well out of date. It's at least 150 years out of date. Come on, right? You've got to fucking start ratifying that fucking fucker, Good thing in American people, America's coming to that crunch point where you're going to be saying to yourself, you're asking yourself, I'm really fed up with this right-wing fucking crushing, desperate poverty and, desperation and just this crushing gloom over the whole fucking country. You can't even get your head above fucking water in America now. Even if you work 3 fucking jobs, 24 hours a fucking day, you couldn't get your head above water in some circumstances. America has come to that crunch point where all the shit that Europe and Canada and African countries and Asian countries and fucking, Russia and all these countries have given to the fucking populace, yeah. All these things we've got fed our populace every 10 years. You get this, you get some, free healthcare, we'll take a wee bit of tax, not much, you won't see it, but we'll give you this, free ambulances, better roads, better communication, better fucking railway. You know what I mean? Just gradually over time, better standards of living, everybody on Wi-Fi, everybody electric, everybody plumbed in, for water, and clean water, none of this being polluted by fucking corporations cause it pay some state governor for a license to dump water shit in your river. None of that crap going on. America's going to suddenly break through the crap that's been holding you in place and like a big gigantic turd that's been stuck up your ass, with constipation for about 200 years. America's going to jump into the 21st century in a very short period of time. You're going to get almost free healthcare compared to what you're paying now. You're going to get better fucking infrastructure in your cities, you know what I mean? Buses, trams, that sort of shit, you know, underground. You're going to get all that shit. It's all going to be fucking... Because if you don't do that, how are you going to employ all the people you've got? You've got too many people unemployed, and yeah, they're doing make work at the moment, but make them do real work, man. Rebuild your cities. With the technology you've got now, you can fucking do it, you know? And just imagine that the fucking, you know, shoot, it's like, it would be like the Second World War all over again. Look at all the infrastructure that you built in Central and the world. You'd be doing that again if you started rebuilding your shit. You would make shit that you could export. This is what happens when you innovate. When you invest and innovate and rebuild your fucking infrastructure, you will come up with creative and new inventions, and you will sell them around the world and become billionaires. You know, this is how America has always survived. None of this stalemate, let's not do anything. That's as much as let's just sit down and starve and cut our throats and die, you know. You've got to keep going. America, for fuck's sake. Look at the state of Britain, you know. One of the shittiest countries in the fucking whole of Europe at the moment, you know. But do you think the British people are down and depressed? No, we've been through this. We've been bombed into oblivion and had to rebuild our structures while paying to rebuild fucking Europe. We did that. Paid America back for all those second-hand ships and fucking planes and tanks you gave us. But anyway, we thank you for it anyway. I'm only joking. Half joking. You did squeeze us a bit for those ships and during the war. But yeah, why wouldn't you? Businessmen, why wouldn't you? But anyway, you helped us out, thank you, you know. But you know, we're going through shit right now. Worse than America? Better? I don't fucking know. I'll live here, you tell me. But we're going through shit, just like everybody else is, you know. And we've got our heads up and thinking, yeah, another 5-10 years of this and we'll be back where we were in the 70s, you know what I mean? Yeah, drinking wine and watching shitty TV, you know. But, well, actually, we're still doing that now. We haven't changed anything since the 70s. See, that's what I'm saying. We need to change. The 70s lifestyle is not for you. Only for America.
It was a crazy eights led by Matt Gaetz and every single Democrat that put us into this situation.
This is another thing, right? How the fuck did the Democrats cause this? I'm trying to think about it from what I keep hearing Republicans say. 212 is it 212? 212 Democrats voted with 8 Republicans to oust McCarthy, the Speaker. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, there's 212 Democrats, right? And there's like, what is it, 222, is it 222? 222 Republicans, something like that. So it's like 212 to 222. I'm not sure exactly, but it's somewhere around about that, right? And the Republican, who are in the majority, couldn't get their side to just come up with a name that they could all agree with. I mean, they spent a whole day, as I remember before the first vote, they spent a whole day arguing with each other about who was going to stand for election for the Speaker, not for nominee for being the Speaker. They had a whole day wrangling in the room. And then they came out and called for a vote, pretty much knowing that nobody was going to win. And then they've got the fucking audacity to turn around and say, oh, the Democrats voted with these 8 arbitrary Republicans and stopped things from happening. No, the Republicans were always going to vote against you. They're Republicans. They've got their own guy they fucking want. Jeffries. I mean, they voted for him. He got 212 votes. Twice. The vote for Jeffries never went up or down. 212 votes for Jeffries twice. The same 2 votes. Jim Jordan got 120. No, 220. Is it 220? 200. He got 200 and then he got 199. I don't know what happened there. But I believe that Jim Jordan's a Republican, and I believe that a lot of the people didn't vote for him, that meant he didn't. In fact, all the people that didn't vote for him, that meant he didn't get elected by Republicans, were Republicans. Do you hear the Democrats bemoaning that no Republicans voted for Joe Biden? Oh my fucking God. Look at him. He won the election. He had all the votes, right? But it would have been nice if some Republicans would have voted for him as well. But no, that didn't fucking happen, did it, Kevin? No, because Republicans don't fucking vote for Democrats and Democrats don't fucking vote for Republicans. You know that as a fucking starting point. You don't even need to mention the fact that they didn't vote for you. What you should have been talking about was the 8 people that should have. That's what's catching in your fucking craw, and why Republicans are just non-believable motherfuckers when it comes to trying to do any deals with them in politics, because this is what you fucking get. They can't even turn around and accept, yeah, we fucked up. We didn't argue enough to get a resolved one person we'll all vote for. There's 200 and fucking... They need 217, so there's 222 or something, right? There's 222 or 224 fucking Republicans. You only need 218. You couldn't do a deal with somebody. Oh, well, you did, didn't you? And then you fucking reneged on it because you're a Republican. You're a lying, cheating fucking bastard. You couldn't even keep the fucking faith with your own fucking people, which is why it's like this. Republicans, they can't even fucking not lie to each other. You know what I mean? That's what's fucking going on.
We've never been in this situation before, but how do you have 4% of your conference remove a speaker when 96% are there? This is why we're here. He had no plan afterwards. Now we've had...
How do you run a fucking conference without knowing what 100% of your conference is going to do? These people, they spent 2 decades, is it, belittling fucking Pelosi, a woman who never went into a vote without knowing exactly her numbers and what's going to happen. Never, right? Even Boehner is a better speaker than this prick or any cunt they're going to put in this session. I mean, the wee guy with the bow tie who's really hammer happy, I would call him, Mr. What do you call it? The hammer happy fucking leprechaun. You know? Oh, that wee guy. Oh, he's fun. But yeah, I mean, there's talk of putting him in as an interim till January, and it's like, you're still going to have this, and I don't know what's going to happen with the Republican Party, man. The Republican Party at the moment is like a church that's discovered there's 2 Bibles, and 2/3 of the congregation have been reading one Bible, and 1/3 of the congregation have been reading another, and now they don't agree with each other, and now the church is falling apart. And it's as religious and thoroughly sort of like evangelical, you could say, on the part of the MAGA people especially, you know. They are quite evangelical. The evangelicals have got a lot to say as well with the fucktardiness of American politics. And yes, I will go into that right now. The reason American politics is so fucking retarded and fucked up and unfixable at the moment is because of the amount of fucking right-wing, white, evangelical Christian fucking influence there is in it. All this bullshit about Bibles, getting into school, abortion, you know, Hamas, you know, the Jews, and, you know, supporting Russia and hating fucking Ukraine because they hate Europe. They think Europe's socialist, so that's their connection there. They don't see Russia as socialist. I really don't know what that's about. You don't see Russia as socialist. I mean, Europe isn't socialist compared to Russia. It's not even socialist compared to fucking America. America is just as socialist as Europe or any other country that's involved in the global marketplace. And involves taxing and redistributing taxes from, well, anyone in their country to anyone else, which all governments do, no matter whether you're a socialist or a communist or a democratic country. You're doing that same fucking process of taking money from one place and transferring it to another. And if you don't do that, your economy, your system of government will collapse. This is why we have government, in order to level all that stuff out and keep everything going. We know that eventually different areas produce over long periods of time, and therefore they might need some input in order to give them the time for their resources to be extracted, or for things to get set up and stuff like that. And if you've got things set up and then things go to change, and there's all that, it takes a long time. It's very expensive to change all your documentation and your regulations, and then, you know, train people and go out and inspect that they're doing it right and all that. These things are what governments do, because you're never going to get fucking a farmer doing it himself, or a corporation regulating themselves and not poisoning your water for an extra fucking 30 cents on the dollar or their investment. I mean, are you kidding me? 30%? If they had to spend 30% of their fucking gross productivity or even profit on filtering dirty water before they put it in the river, they would not do it. For fuck's sake, it took fucking 35, 40 years to get fucking coal-fired fucking generators to put filters on the top of the chimneys, for fuck's sake, you know. Goddamn, poison the fucking world for a few dollars more. It all started before I was even a teenager. And as a teenager, I didn't really see the real danger, but I could see there was something there, but God damn, I didn't even know until I was in my late 20s, and I started to look back on things that I'd been interested in, and shit, the change in the world, man. The stuff that was gone. Whole areas of wildlife, and they were just nothing new. There was hardly a fucking tree in the place, it was just grass and alright, goddamn, I used to come here and it was fantastic. It was just dead. No wildlife. Hardly a fucking bird, few seagulls. Yeah, just some of the places in Scotland I used to love it's dead now, you know. I know it's going to be dead anyway, so I suppose I can sit back and say, fuck you, world. I enjoyed it while I was here because it looked nice when I was here, you know. But if I could do anything to help reverse the fucking damage we've done, so that in 20 or 30 years people could enjoy the world the way it was when I enjoyed it. I'm talking about 50 years ago, right? Yeah, I know. You've got politicians who are fucking 80-year-old now saying climate change, what you on about? But I don't know, maybe it's because they've sat in the Senate in that building and haven't seen the world around them. I don't know what they do when they leave there and go home, you know, but Maybe it's night time and they don't see anything. Maybe they've got a cold and they don't smell the fucking shit in the air in certain places. The diesel, the smell of burning, you know, all that crap that you smell as you just wander through a city. These people, did they never notice any of that? They never notice any of that. Cocooned away from normal real life. Yeah, there's got to be a better way of picking people to fucking run your country than the fact that they love Jesus, hug a flag, kiss babies. Although, maybe kissing babies is going out of fashion. How do you know he's not sneaking a quick taste of the kill's blood, you know what I mean, with his hypodermic tongue, you know? So yeah, oh God, it's going to become crazy, man, you know. But he's not exactly the world's most truthful
Have
man.
Israel at a war, questions whether Congress can act, questions where we'd be able to go to select a new speaker. I mean, it's a difficult situation driven by one person for his own personal beliefs, his own animosity towards me, and his concern about what's inside an ethics complaint that was filed before I was even speaker.
What is the support for the McHenry resolution to give him more powers?
Yeah. What the hell was he going about? This all came from what, a investigation, a report or something? On who? Come on, Kevin, if you're going to tell us these nitpicks, tell us who it was. I don't understand. What if you're being attacked and you got information that negates that attack? Don't sit there and be fucking coy, Kevin. Just fucking tell us who did this, who's abusing their power because you didn't do something they wanted. You know what I mean? Tell us. Put it out in the open. Sunlight is the best medicine, mate. You know. But these Republicans, they keep saying all this stuff. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's all these horrible people. You know. All the secret backstabbers behind the scenes. It's all your fucking friends, man. It's your party members. Remember, you're in the fucking House of Representatives. Or reps, mate.
And would you
Just
need
need to sneak
Democrats
that.
to come and help you?
Well, the question in there, we'd like to have all Republicans, but they get into the bunch of legal minds, whether they're or not. I just think we need to make sure government still runs. And I think we should be having a resolution on the floor in support of Israel. I have a 5-point plan to support Israel, but the question right now is you can't do anything until you elect a speaker, and apparently there's not enough votes to elect a speaker.
There's another thing that's going to happen as well. When they eventually start getting votes, the Republicans are going to put in a huge fucking, yep, we agree with the president, all this money for Israel. The Democrats might turn around and say, you know what, we're going to do a military package, we're going to fund the military, the Pentagon, we're going to fund the Ukraine and fund Israel. All in one package, get it all done, dusted, voted, out the way, and make room for other stuff on the table. And the Republicans are going to say no. So even if they do get a speaker, that's going to be a fucking problem because the Republicans, they might be getting bored for like a temporary speaker or something. They are not going to want to vote for Ukraine money because they're all fucking lackeys to fucking Russia. Jordan is definitely. I think Jordan and Trump might very well be Russian imports. Maybe not imports, but they're being like seconded back when they were teenagers by some Russian covert group. And this is why, no matter what happens, they keep hammering on, that, oh, no, Mr. Putin said this, I believe him, and all that shit, The reason for that is because we talk, jokingly about the piss tape. That's not what they've got on Trump and Jordan. they've been working for Russia since the fucking, 60s, 70s, when they were like teenagers in college. Recruited in college, right? They didn't wear the spies in fucking Britain. Or there were spies that hurt Britain the most. They were all recruited as teenagers in university. That would be your college. I think a lot of the people in the MAGA side of things, I think you go back into their deep past when they were teenagers, you'll find that they broke away from their friends, they were secretive. That was them going and getting trained by the Russians to be spies, man. Every single one of them will have that same background. Mark my fucking words. Conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory. Yeah, Democrats can think up conspiracy theories too. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Scottish nationalist. You know what I mean? I'm a national. I'm a populist. I'm a populist like Trump, and I'm telling you, Trump and Jordan, don't trust them. They're spies. Russia fucking got to them when they were teenagers. They've been working for Russia ever since. And all that stuff about Jordan and the wrestlers and that, they've got videos. Maybe they've even got videos of Jordan taking part. You know what I mean? They've got that. And Trump, ooh, they've got some shit on Trump, man. You know? Yeah. Drug taking, who are it with 9, 10-year-old girls in Arabia with the Arabs. They've got all that, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's fucking there, mate. That's why the Arabs have got them like that as well, but the Russians have got copies as well, because the Russians were everywhere. You know, the Arabs had fucking bugs in the room, and the Russians had bugs in the room, and Trump still went ahead and done what he done, you know what I mean? God damn it, he's a fucking idiot, you know what I mean? You go to all these foreign countries and they lavish you with all kinds of food and drink and drugs and women, any boys, all that shit, you know what I mean? Oh, you want to come to my torture chamber and hurt somebody, you know what I mean? Want to murder somebody, you know what I mean? You've got no idea what Trump got up to in Arabia, I tell you. Him and that Shakogi fucking guy, you know, cut up the fucking, ordered the American journalist, cut up him and Trump. Big buddies, real friends, yeah.
Speaker.
Should Jim Jordan step down?
Look, it took me 15 times to win, so I don't question when someone keeps being have the opportunity. Look, when I put McHenry's name down,
By the way,
it was my
watching the
belief
chat, so there's no point
that
in
if
talking to
something happened to me, that McHenry could run the floor until we elected a new speaker. It was not my intention when I put a name down that they couldn't do anything, so why would you put a name down? When the president decides on a State of the Union who his designated survivor is, I think it's he or her intention that if...
I need to quickly pop away and do something. Sorry about that, guys, but I had to go and medicate my wee mum. She doesn't remember to take her pills, so... Like this guy doesn't remember to take his pills.
Something happens to everyone else, that person could carry on the continuity of government. If we provided these rules after 9/11, I believe it was the intent of Congress, for that same reason, to put a name down, and you put a number of names, that person could...
Okay, so they changed the rule somewhere back there, but they didn't actually say you have to put a name down and a number next to the name, and no, it's 1, 2, or 3 next in line. It doesn't actually say that, but he's trying to make out that this is what he thinks that this legislation says. Republicans, look, see his eyes twisting to the side there, he's looking off. He's looking for, is there a corner I can go and see daylight where I can find something that I can fucking say here, because I'm really running into a brick wall and I don't know where to go. You can tell this with wires at their faces, their eyes. If he was an honest man, there's a camera in front of him, there's a people, he should be talking to whoever it is that's fucking, he should be talking to him, looking him in the eye and say, yeah, this is what I think, This is what I think about life, This is what I think about this person, I definitely believe that this man, with all the attitude of a soft squash that's been left too long in the sun, yes, he actually doesn't have a clue what the fuck he's on about. And he's a complete liar, trying to cover up for the actual inability for the Republican leadership, if there is anything that you can call leadership in the House of Representatives on the side of the Republicans. I mean, bears belief that the Republican Party has come to this. My God, I mean, I've seen some of this sort of stuff in sort of like their sort of rallies and stuff where they to nominate people and stuff like that. But fuck me, and the actual House, once you've actually won the election and you've been elected and you're seated and you're carrying on like a fucking bunch of children who don't know whether you should have fucking banana or chocolate ice cream. Come on.
Carry on the job if something you fail to not be able to do the job.
So is there going to be a vote on this resolution?
I don't know if there's going to be a vote or not. You'll have to talk to the...
What are you?
The question, why did I choose McHenry? There's a number of people I chose. It's in the order. I think from a Patrick McHenry, I wanted somebody who had been committee chairs. I wanted somebody that wasn't seeking the job because their role was to carry it out and put it. I wanted somebody that could work with all sides. And McHenry is ideal for all that. If you watch him, he's not seeking to be speaker. He believes in the continuity of government. He's chairman of a substantial committee. He understands the working. He's been here a number of years.
The problem with this guy, right? The little bow tie fucking leprechaun, I mean, I don't think he's got any guts. I think if they make him temporary speaker, he'll be the guy wielding the gavel, but either this prick or Jim Jordan, and even with prick, will actually be behind him saying, yeah, bring this bill up, don't bring this bill up, do this, don't do that, suspend the House, under the chair, under the gavel, and bring it back tomorrow because we need time. I think he'll be manipulated by people like this guy or Jim Jordan, and that's my fear. My hope is that they think they'll be able to control him like a little leprechaun by pulling on and spinning his bow tie. What I'd love to see is they put him in and he turns out to be stronger than any of these fucking pricks. Because I tell you, a small man like that, he's went through a lot in his life. He's had to fucking stand up for himself. And he might be getting then the feeling of, yeah, continuity and all that. But continuity also means, abiding by the rules that have been there for 250 fucking years. And these cunts are trying to tear that down. I'd love to see that wee guy get in there, man, and just tear them all a new arsehole, man. Oh my fucking God, that would be so good.
So he understands how Congress works. He has respect on both sides of the aisle. He could carry out the job. Remember, when you're speaker, you don't determine whether the bill passes or not. The committees work on whether the bill comes before. You make sure government keeps working. It's shocking to me that all the Democrats and 8 of those crazies led by Gates would vote to literally stop one branch of government. Why would you do that? It makes no sense.
What are you telling members who are calling?
How are the Democrats stopping one part of government? The Republicans have 222 members. They only need 218 to agree. Now the Democrats obviously have got less members. They've only got 212. But apparently they can get every one of those 212 to agree to vote on the same fucking thing. How can the Republicans not do that? And why do they blame the Democrats for the fact that they can't do that? This bears belief. It's like you're outside and there's a little guy skateboarding around and all these other kids on the side all saying, oh, look at him, he's shite. Well, he's fucking horrible he is, because he's doing what I can't do, you know? It's like, fuck me. Get on your skateboard and practice, you know what I mean? And this is the thing with the Republicans, you know? Start legislating. Govern. You never know, you might like it. You know, give it a try. You know, just pass one fucking bill and see how it makes you feel. You know, it might be like that little robot that got it, it was oh god, what was that fucking thing? Was it this? No, it wasn't that one. I can't remember the name of the song I was trying to get. Right, so that's not what I was trying to do.
Congressman Jordan to suspend his campaign?
That's the conversation with them. Look, I went 15 rounds in the process, and so he got the majority of votes inside the conference. He has the opportunity to go, but you all determine that. Steve decided not to go to the floor. I don't get in the middle of their races. They can determine whether they think they could get the votes or not.
Can I ask you, will a majority of House Republicans support this resolution? Do you think?
I don't think they'll bring it to the floor unless they have the majority.
And do you think there is, and what's the?
I don't know. They're having a long
So is it
discussion.
still a
Just talk more
possibility
about
that
the
the
path forward as far as if that resolution advances, like, do you support keeping McHenry in place through the end of November, through January?
Well, the
What do you
uni-
think is the appropriate time frame if there is?
this is the uniqueness of the resolution. It says a certain time frame, or until you elect a new speaker. We could elect a new speaker tonight and then it'd be done with. I just think with what's going on in the world today,
We could elect a speaker tonight and be done with, except they're not, right? They've been at it for 2 weeks now. They've had, what, 3 votes? 4 votes? 3 votes? I can't fucking remember. Doesn't matter. Not enough votes. Kevin McCarthy, this guy, I think he had 15 votes in 2 days and became speaker. These fuckers now are like, let's have a vote, fail, let's shut down till next week. Let's have a vote, fail, let's shut down till tomorrow. Let's have a vote, fail, let's shut down until we decide we want to do something. And it's like, my fucking God, really? Really? This is what you're going to go through. And McCarthy is coming out with this shit. They're going to have it any time, but they're going to change the rules, so we've got all the time in the world to do it. But, it just means that, we could have it tomorrow night. Well, if you want to have it by tomorrow night, instead of saying you've got all the time in the world, why don't you say we have 72 hours to make a decision? Otherwise, the temporary speaker becomes some Latin words there, pro bono, Borbico or whatever, de facto inspiratio fucking speakerio, right? And just put him in there, man, till fucking, till you kick him out, just make him speaker. Don't even say it's till January the 1st or January. Just say we'll make him speaker until we decide to vote to take him out, It should be something that the Republicans start to get used to, because it looks like it's going to be the way they run their party from now on. Once you open that Pandora's box of being able to do things that nobody's ever done before, and it's out against all the sort of gentlemanly conduct and that, once you break that, it's fucking gone. You're not going back to it. You've set a precedent. The Republicans are very good at setting very, very bad precedents. Not presidents, precedents. Yeah, but no get any teeth in. Fucking sue me. Just don't stick your cock in my mouth, right?
I don't like the idea that Gates could go out and shut down all of Congress and we can't act. As Americans, that's not right. And as the former speaker, I put a name on the list with the belief that that would never take place, that the continuity of government would continue. There is some legal question about that. I don't want that to happen. Then elect a new speaker, or let somebody continue to let us do the work of the American people. Look,
This is the man who worked with Donald Trump to try and help to fucking make Donald Trump become the next president after 4 years of nothing but absolute clown idiocy, fail after fail of basically a wasted 4 years in American history. Wasted 4 fucking years. And it was a damage to the rest of the world as well.
we have men and women on aircraft carriers out in the Mediterranean.
Oh, now he's fucking, oh my God, the poor soldiers, the poor fucking soldiers, yeah. Remember when people were pushing for fucking extra VA funds? You remember James Stewart having to go into fucking Congress and shame the fuck out of them for them to fucking give money to the first responders of 9/11? Do you fucking remember that? Yeah, these cunts. These cunts.
I don't want to question. I go back to this. I got removed from Speaker because I kept government open and made sure the troops were being paid. I would do that again tomorrow. That our men and women in the military, that they're out there in the threat of what's going on, questioning whether they're going to make their house payment or their car payment, that should not be their problem at all. And look.
Do you know what's not their problem? The debt limit. Debt limit's not the soldier's problem. That's your problem, right? But if the solution is to fuck up the soldier's pay and everybody else's fucking pay, it's a bad fucking solution. And it's no solution because basically what you're saying is we're going to fuck everything up because we haven't got a solution. And we're going to waste the time to come up with a solution before we have to fuck you up by doing nothing about anything and arguing and pointing fingers and complaining about each other, mostly about the other side of the house when it's got nothing to do with the problems that I'm facing with my own caucus. But, well, these are the things that happen because this is politics and I can't afford to let the Democrats have a win And it's like, it's not about Democrats having a win. This is the insaneness I hear all the time when I talk to people who are so politically minded and adjusted to certain aspects of politics that they choose a party, right? They choose a certain party. Sometimes it's even closer that they choose a certain person, aligned with a party they like enemy, and they love that person, and they think they can do no wrong, and they will go out and they will cheer for him, and if they get a job near him, they're going and telling him how good he is, and all that. You get that, sycophants and all that. But no, that's all very well when the person is a fucking great leader and becomes a great leader and fulfills all those things that this person was saying about them. But when you're sycophantly running around the arsehole of people like Donald Trump and fucking Jim Jordan and Kevin McCarthy, and if you sniff around them and you're interning for them and you think they're wonderful, you need to fucking step back and just think, what are they ever going to do that wouldn't put America exactly where it is now, needing a leader to lead it out of trouble? Your party, these are your party's leaders. Your party needs leadership, something to lead them out of this mess. Where is the leader of the Republican Party? For God's sake, don't say it's Donald fucking Trump, because he's the one that's brought it to its knees, its dying breaths. The Republican Party is like an animal down on its haunches, head down, snorting, dribbling blood through its nose. If it doesn't get a vet soon, if a leader of the Republican Party can't come forward and pull it together, the poor elephant is going to die. And some people would say, well, that's not a bad thing. And who knows? It might turn out not to be a bad thing. Something better can rise from the ashes. I mean, this is an old Greek and Roman thing, the phoenix rising from the ashes. You kill a thing, but it's just part of the process. It's birthed again from the fire that you used to incinerate the body, The spirit of the thing is released and it is absorbed into something else in the world and carries on, It's reborn, Maybe the Republican Party needs to burn and die and be reborn. A thing can only last so long when it's poisoned before it actually succumbs to the poison, and I think the Republican Party poisoned itself way back by taking in, you pardon me, I'm an atheist, right, but taking in the hard right fundamentalist Christians, they are the ones that are destroying the party from the inside. If the Republican Party could just get rid of all the Christian, anti-gay, anti-LGBT, anti-fucking abortion, if they just threw that the fuck out and just ran on the other principles they've got, fuck me, there'd be a strong party. There would be a fucking strong party. That's what they used to be. That is what they used to be before the fucking insane Christian motherfuckers got their tendrils in it and fucked the whole party up. They couldn't get into the Democrats because we're no fucking nationalist fascists enough. Christian fundamentalists are fascists. They want a theocracy. They want Jesus to run America. In fact, they think America's run by God and Jesus already. They just want to make sure that he's in the presidency as well, that is the crazy fucking thing. They think we're all evil demons filled with fire and brimstone and going to suck the living life out of them and their children and eat their baby. These are the people, some of them millionaires, multi-millionaires, billionaires funding the crazy, all that crazy right-wing abortion and God, the anti-pill, anti-vax, in vitro, anti-fertilization, they just, they want to go back to the fucking 12th century. Oh, that's it. They want to go back to the 12th century. And walking about in fucking robes or some fucking thing, I don't know. Seems like a fucking great idea to me.
If I'm going to lose that job
For
because
these
doing what's
people.
right, I'm going to do it each and every time. But I also believe when I put a name down, that person has the right to keep Congress moving until we elect a new speaker.
So how do you get to that point?
Yeah, but the thing is, he made this guy his standing, right? But he's not speaker. He's a placeholder, right? He can't pass anything. He can't motion anything. Apart from a motion to elect a new speaker. That's the only thing he can do. He can't call up. He can't say the first, bit of business today is voting on money for Israel. No, he can't do that. He's not a speaker. He can't bring up bills. The only thing he can raise is motion from the House, I think they call it. Somebody stands up and I'd right to make a motion. Yeah, so and so is recognised, and they could say I want to pass a bill, yeah, and they would probably have to vote on whether to raise that as a motion, and then they would have to vote on it as a it's all that so that if the motion fails, then they know the vote would fail, and maybe they should do that with the speaker. Maybe they could. Maybe that's what the Republicans should do with the speaker, They should go out and have like a... We're voting to put Jim Jordan's name forward to be voted on as a speaker, and then see how many votes he gets. And if it doesn't get the 217 or 218 it needs, they just don't hold the vote, and then they go and argue with people for a bit. But then the Democratic Party could fucking tear the arse out of that. Imagine if they put it up like, Jim Jordan to be brought up for a vote, and all the Democrats voted for him, 218. No, 212, right? And then they said, oh, this is brilliant, and they brought him up for a vote, and all the Democrats voted no. And just fucking tear the arse out of my... See when you see your opponent, I mean, you're not even doing it, and this is your opponent. If you're a Democrat, these are your opponents. When you see them tearing lumps, batting each other, throwing fits, storming a bit, calling each other all kinds of fucking names, and and still able at the corner of the mouth to say, and the Democrats are to blame. While they're doing it, and it's like so funny. It is so funny. I mean, this is Comedy Central, man. You don't even need, a high floating TV late night show guy to tell you that you just got to watch this stuff, man. It is fucking hilarious, especially if you've been watching stuff like this for like 8, 10, 12 years, and you see these people who you remember, back when, saying stuff completely opposite, and with even more certainty of what they were saying was true, but now they're sort of saying it as a duck and a heat doing, yeah, I believe in it. It's got, come on,
For the continuity.
Can't even look in the
Democrats
eye.
and some members don't think he has that ability to keep government open and keep government
Then those
flowing.
people just want chaos. I mean, collectively in there, we've got to find a way to govern. Now when you ask me all those questions, could I get the things done during the week? we did pretty well, didn't we? You see, it's a pretty tough job.
I'm sorry, what? It's been 2 weeks. Am I on the wrong fucking feed? Hold on. When was this? 53 minutes ago. Ken McCarthy blasted Matt Gaetz and Mississauga, and he did. He blasted Matt Gaetz on Jordan Speaker battle, right? And 53 minutes ago, right? It's an hour ago. And what did he just fucking tell? Hold on, right?
You asked me all those questions, could I get the things done during the week? We did pretty well, didn't we?
No, you
see,
didn't
it's
do
a pretty
well.
tough job.
Congressman, what's your sense of keeping the government funded?
What did he do through the week that it got anything done? I imagine this is 53 minutes ago, so it's like this week. What has the Republican Party got done this week? What? Failed votes? Because that's all that's been done. Votes that didn't get a speaker. It's a failure. You've had nothing but fail. We got all this done. We got all what done?
You've got concern about he can just, they can just shut down the government.
Well,
Are you concerned about funding the government through the end of the CR? Or after the CR expires?
You know how a CR works, right? So a CR means it's a continuing resolution. It's a stopgap measure that government is funded to a set date. So I lost my job as speaker because I did that. So I believe in that. I believe in the troops. I believe in keeping our border agents funded. I believe in our ability to keep going. And there's some people who...
What Kevin McCarthy believes is, if he didn't pass that continuing resolution and the government shut down, he personally would be the Speaker of the House in the sitting chair of the Speaker of the House when this fucking happened. It would have been his fault. And the reason it would have been his fault is because his party have 222 votes and they only need 218 to pass any bill that they bring up in the House. That's it. So, tiny wee fucking fruit fly there. Don't know what they're doing in the middle of fucking winter. I've got to stop buying fruit, I suppose. But yeah, so I mean, he can't blame the Democrats for this. You might be able to blame any Republican that doesn't vote with the other Republicans, because that's what Democrats would do. That's what we did do. Remember when we had the fucking, that bitch and that guy, and fuck this still, yeah. No, Singer's out, I can't remember her name, Singer's out, I don't know the one. And the guy, anyway, the Democrats are two fucking cunts. It was 50-50, and those two were siding with the Republicans. You remember that? You remember when the two fucking Democrats sided with the Republicans? Do you remember the Democrats going nuts and starting to, send emails to their spouses threatening with never ever having a job again? And and this was on national shit, not just in electing a fucking speaker, which everybody just expects them to be able to do in fucking 2 hours. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Oh. This is like camping, and you spend 4 hours arguing about whether we're going to have fried eggs or scrambled eggs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is ridiculous. We've all been in camping trips and people complain about things, and moaning and bitching, and for no apparent fucking reason. Then you find out that they were having a hard time and nobody was being supportive because they never told us they were having a hard time until after we were all fucking splitting up, and then we had 5 minutes to make out we were all really sorry about fucking something we didn't know about. I hate family fucking shit like that. Right? And I see it all the fucking time in the Republican Party. God damn. Just talk among yourselves for real and stop trying to be strong and manly and I don't cry. Come on, Kevin. I'm sure you've got a few tears in you. I think that's why people like, what do you call him? Bowman, or what's his name? The fat blubbery guy who used to greet and all that. Boehner, that was it. Yeah. That's why people like Boehner. Even though he's a Republican, you could connect, you know what I mean? He cried, for God's sake. And it was real tears. You could tell he was really blubbering, you know what I mean? I think these people have all had their tear ducts removed or some fucking thing.
Who don't believe in that. I think that's wrong. But
Or maybe they use their tongues to lick their eyeballs. I don't know. I've never been alerted.
the more time we waste here, all that ability to be able to get our bill to secure the border, all that ability to eliminate wasteful spending, all that ability to end the wokeism, we're losing on. And that's why I don't understand this brilliant 8 people on what their plan was and what they thought they were going to achieve, because as I look every single day, we lose in that process.
At last, he talked about the 8 people. I said that earlier. It's nothing to do with the 212 Democrats. It's the fucking 8 people that you couldn't fucking get under control. At last, thank God. I never thought I'd ever hear this prick say it, but yeah, he said it. He said it out his own fucking lips. The 8 people, blah, 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 right?
And that means America
Is
loses.
there an acknowledgement
Yes.
right now are the Republican who has had the most votes on the floor, the most votes to go to the floor? Is there any way that you could hear from 5 Democrats and put your name back in as a potential speaker?
Look, every single Democrat made a choice to bring chaos. Every single Democrat decided that this was the best way forward. What's interesting, though, is the leadership of Democrats had said something different the entire time. I've been here since.
I don't understand Republican fucking brains, right? You've got 2 villages, right? You've got the yellow village and you've got the green village, right? And every year they have a horse race where the yellow village brings a horse which they paint yellow and the green village brings a horse which they paint green. And everybody all goes at these beautiful horses. And the first thing they do is each village inspects the other village's horse and gives it marks, you know what I mean, for its stability, its muscles, its legs, its, the beauty of it, its shiny mane, its queer eyes, its queen teeth and all that, you know, all that, you know what I mean. They give it all marks and then they compare it and then say whose horse is the best, right? But those marks aren't always the ones that you know, work out. Because after that, then there's a race. The 2 horses have to race each other round a specific course, which is the same course every year. So the jockeys know the course, but the horses don't. And they race round. And at the end, they calculate out between the points for winning the race or losing the race come the second, and the points for the people examining you, and so they come to a conclusion of which is the best horse. And that village wins the wreath that year. The horse wreath. Why is Kevin McCarthy talking about the yellow village when he's a green village guy? You know what I mean? He's going to be shouting for the green village horse, right? And the yellow villagers are shouting for the yellow village horse, right? Isn't that what 2-party fucking system means, Kevin? You fucking numbwad. Oh my God. Did they cut his fucking brain out thinking it was his dick?
Boehner. So I guess they changed their mind.
They were really mad about your comments the Sunday after you cut the
Oh,
COVID.
really? So they're mad I kept government open?
Well, now it's a couple weeks later.
Well, no,
You blame them. It's a couple
Oh,
weeks later.
okay, that's a great question. So let's walk through that since people have thin skin, okay? So I put a bill on the floor to keep government open, and they moved to adjourn. Then they moved to delay, and then they took a magic minute. But they were upset that I acknowledged they did that?
Who? What?
I wonder if they should have this job if that upsets them.
Who? What?
What do you think they say about me?
Yeah, but is there any way to put Humpty Dumpty back together again and you end up with the gavel?
See,
Look.
I can't hear what the question was, so I don't know
think
who
that
he's
stuff is
talking about
probably
there.
past. They decided they wanted to shut down one branch of government, I'm trying to keep it open, just for the same reason I
Well,
fought to
that's
keep it.
definitely, I'm talking
I had to roll them
Democrats.
to keep government open for the troops. I'd do that again.
So
you
if
don't
there,
want
so
to
if
adopt
there,
that.
if there's not a majority of support for the resolution to give McHenry more powers, is there a possibility that we
Look,
can keep?
I am no longer speaker, so I'm not making that
Yeah,
determination.
so
you
why
have
are
to
they there
ask
fucking
those
talking to
in
the press
leadership.
then, Kevin?
Steve Scalise schedules the floor.
He still wants
You've
to be
got
speaker. He
Patrick,
still
you've
thinks
got,
he's-
He
still thinks he's more competent to
They
be
are better
speaker.
to answer that
Do
question.
you
I don't
think
know.
Jordan should keep going forward?
He still thinks he's more a speaker than anybody else in the conference. To be honest with you, I can't say he isn't. I mean, he definitely knows somewhat how the House rules work. I don't think he's as well versed with them as he thinks he is. Darren Kruger. Often, a lot of people, they when they go into a place, the first thing they do is they check out where's the limits on things and stuff like that. First thing I've always checked on my way into a place is the way out. I'm not really looking for shiny baubles or shit on the way in. I'm just making sure I know the route back out. You can get drawn into things a lot of times that seem more fun and interesting at the start than a wee bit down the road, and sometimes it's always better to have an out before you get involved in things. These people are involved in government, and at the moment what they're doing is not participating in government. And what they're saying is, it's not our fault, we're dysfunctional, because look at them over there, all these functional bastards. It's them winding us up and making us look even more dysfunctional. It's their fault. They're making us look bad. We are bad, but they're making us look even worse because of the way they're acting or they're being so good. That's basically what the Republican Party is saying at the moment. It's like a children's fucking party, man. And the fucking clown hasn't turned up yet to blow fucking balloons and occupy them, so they're all fucking starting to argue with each other. Goddamn mess, man. This isn't a mess. This is gargantuan. These are the brains, the lead head brains of the Republican fucking Party. If you give them the reins of power in your country, these are the people who are going to be wielding it. That would fucking scare me. It scares me to know that some of these people are going to get re-elected in the next election in just over a year's time. It fucking scares me because I live in a country that basically is tiny compared to America, and if America decides something or goes off on the fucking slant towards, I don't know, a Christian fucking world order or some fucking thing, you know, and everybody's going to be circumcised, and I mean, you know, who the fuck knows what these people are going to come up with after they get done with fucking abortion and the pill? Yeah, you know, I'm natural. I'm 62. I would hate to think that in fucking 5 years' time I'm living in a country that followed fucking America into making every fucking male get a snip. Right? And people say, ha ha ha, Jim, that bit. Really? I wonder what people have said about Roe v. Wade being overturned 7 years ago, 8 years ago. What's the chances that in 2023 Roe v. Wade has been overturned and abortion is virtually impossible in 12 states in America? And now they're fighting to basically remove the ability if you even get the pill. I don't know what people in America really think. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are so busy and they don't have time to really keep up with what the local crazy candidate is doing, or even who she is, or who he is. I mean, a lot of the time I don't even know the candidate in my country, and there's nothing going on here, you know. And I don't have a lot to do, you know. I'm not Russian, I'm not working 2 jobs. I live in a country that has thankfully helped to provide for me in my old age after I've spent nearly 40 years of my life knocking the shit out of myself, you know what I mean? Let's face it, you know, you don't work in construction, demolition, the railway and the oil, you know, offshore oil industry without fucking without it taking a toll on you, you know what I mean? It's fucking hard, heavy work. I find it hard now to fucking do the garden because I'm fucked, you know. Anyway, but let's face it, I might be fucked. But if I need painkillers or I get gut problems, you know, I can go to the doctor and get scanned and they'll give me pills and sort me out. And I'm back in my bedroom feeling good again, you know, for another couple of years. I guess the health problems are going to get closer and closer together the older I get, but you know. Yeah. Do you know what I'm not worried about? Becoming fucking stupid with this prick.
Forward.
Speaker, who should be negotiating things like Israel, continuing resolution, continued appropriations bills?
Great
Are you
question.
involved in this?
Nobody's involved in this because that brilliant 8 people led by Gates, this was apparently their plan. I don't quite understand what that helps America for, what that helps the conservative cause. It's actually the reverse. I laid out a 5-point plan to be able to help Israel, but more importantly, help America. First and foremost, this Biden administration needs to change their appeasement. They should no longer pay for American hostages, and their first focus should be bring every single hostage back.
Well, at least he said the Biden and not the Obama. You know what I mean? Because if he was Trump, he'd have said the Obama administration. Because Trump apparently still thinks that Obama controls Joe Biden.
Back and make it very clear that we'll hold people accountable. Secondly, make sure Israel has all the ability and the resources they need. That's from medical supply to precision weapons to carry out what they do. Hamas has to be destroyed. We should also make sure that we stop what this administration has done, reverse back. The sanctions are there when it comes to Iranian oil. Iran has become stronger, financially secure, and able to fund more terrorism based upon this Biden administration of not
Not right. Let's face it, right? It's not Biden's fault that the Iranians have been smuggling out oil to other countries. In fact, America has been pretty good at catching countries once they've got the oil and sequestering that money into a bank account worth billions, you know what I mean? Which they now hold and, you know, Iran wants back and can be used as a leverage on them. Was that Biden or Trump or Obama? No, it's been a standard fucking practice since fucking Bush, you know what I mean, and Reagan. You know, we don't negotiate with terrorists, and over time, you know, proper presidents have pushed for more and more fiscal analysis of these countries and their dealings, their outgoings, trades and stuff like that, and where it crosses over with goods that are sold from Europe, Australia, America, Canada, to find out how much stuff that they were getting that they should be getting. You know, washing machines and stuff that got circuit boards and chips in them. All that stuff had to be controlled, and these pricks would stop funding all the guys that are involved in keeping track of that. And they keep saying you don't want Iran to get more money, but if you stop tracking down wherever it is going, then Iran's going to sell more oil, and they're going to buy more wash machines, and they're going to get more chips, and they're going to build more rockets, and then the Middle East is going to become much hotter, more dangerous place. And America has known this for the last 50 fucking years. And yet you don't tighten any of the loopholes, you don't stop the transportation of goods from one place to another place to another place without tracking and making sure that these goods are not ending up in Iran, especially things like electronics, chips, computers, anything like that. And yet it gets there still. Because you fuckers won't fucking pass the necessary restraints on companies, and you won't let the regulators fucking regulate and do the fucking job and shut these fucking backdoor paths into Iran. You won't let them do it because you cunts are getting fucking paid, motherfucker. You're getting paid by lobbyists to turn a blind eye. Yes, you might be able to say, we're a clean conscience. Well, I don't know about that. But you take the money from the fucking guy who's saying, don't look over here in this dark corner because you don't want to see it. And you're like, fine, thank you. I won't look in that dark corner. You know what I mean? So when you're asked what's in the dark corner, I don't know. I've never looked in the dark corner. Don't know what's there. And you can be truthful in that. I get that. Portal fucking act. And that's what you get with a lot of the shit you get from politicians is denial. I couldn't have known. Nowadays it's much harder to get away with all your phones and all that shit, remembering
Forcing the
all being
oil
up in the clouds.
sanctions. When Biden came into office, Iran was only producing 400,000 barrels a day. Today they're producing 3 million. How many billions of dollars do you...
Hold on, right? That's got nothing to do with Biden. That was to do with the Russian war. Russia and Saudi Arabia made a deal that they were going to try and, because Russia and Iran were under so much pressure with the sanctions, what they were trying to do is to depress the world oil price, you know what I mean, or depress the world oil supply to increase the price per barrel so that they could make more out of the meagre amount compared to what they used to export before the sanctions and make more money on it, basically, you know, is what they were trying to do. So Saudi Arabia and Russia and Iran joined in as well. They started to produce more, but they weren't put onto the open market. Saudi Arabia cut its exports to the open market by so many millions, I can't remember how many million barrels. And Russia and Iran started producing more and more, you know, as Saudi Arabia were cutting their output to the national. Then Russia and Iran were producing more because there was going to be, there's that wee fly. There was going to be, no, I miss him. There was going to be a lag in production for America to pick up, in South America and even Britain. Britain can't really increase its fucking output. But there's other places that could increase it, but not enough to cover, you know, the drop immediately from Saudi Arabia. And Russia and Iran started pumping more and selling it to the world in the black market. And a lot of countries who had signed up to, you know, not buying stuff from these places started to find ways where they could say that, well, they didn't know were buying from Russia or Iran by buying through secondary and third party vendors, paying a bit more for the oil, but still relatively cheap compared to the world market. You know what I mean? Because there's less in the market, the price goes up, the Iranians sell theirs. It's a bit cheaper than American and, you know, national, and, you know, all that is being done. And this all started because of all the shit that fucking Trump fucking did with the fucking Saudi Arabians and Russia. Yes, again, we come back to Trump. Who's the guy who loved Saudi Arabia so much? He sent Kushner there, did a cushy deal through Kushner for all those 200 and odd billion, was it? Fucking rockets, airplanes, jets, and tanks and all that shit, and then sent it to fucking the Horn of Africa anyway. Not Horn, no. What do you call it? Oh God, Somalia, and yeah, murdered and killed all the other Arabs. Arabs killing Arabs. I guess there was no Jews left for the Arabs to kill, so they just killed Somalis. I don't know if the Somalis are Jews or Muslim. I think they're Muslim. There's probably some Christians in there as well. There's Christians everywhere, isn't there? Oh, why is Ken MacArthur not crying about the Christians in Somalia? Oh, I don't hear them crying about that. The Republican, the far right wing Muslim, Christian fundamental, Jesus Christ and is our Lord, and what about the Christians in Somalia? No, I don't hear it. No, crickets. They don't care. They don't fucking care. Don't care if it doesn't suit them not to care. Doesn't suit us to care about that at the moment. If we can find a use for it and our ever increasing need to fucking rule America with a Jesus, I mean, they would just elect somebody and call him Jesus and say the president, Jesus of America. Oh, Prime Minister of Britain, How you doing, Jesus of America? Yeah, that's what the fucking Christians want, man. Something crazy like that. Anyway, I've done enough damage here. It's time for me to go. I've got to go and see my mum's okay, get her a cup of tea. And, well, signs you well, motherfuckers. See you later, man.